Okay. All right. We're live. So let's have the Scrum minutes. Let's talk a little bit about maybe changing the time of this meeting. So Sam is proposing a change or two. So anyway, Tongwei, do you want to go first?
Okay. I've tried for the database moving and then go through all the failing tests, and I realize we are failing majority of the tests is we do need to make the test for the test for the controller test to be truncation. Actually, we can do it in a transaction, just that we need to change our the way we test, because right now we are signing in using the agency people profile, agency person, job seeker person profile rather than the user profile.
Okay.
And what it causes is that because the job seeker itself has an ID, and the user for job seeker also has its own ID. And if we are using truncation, because since everything is truncated, so both the ID will be the same. But if we are using transaction, the ID for the user and the job seeker is not the same.
Really?
Yeah, so if you sign using a user, after all, then the problem will get solved.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Not fully. Maybe if you could add some comments to your PR, and then I could look at the code as well.
Yes, and right now I fixed for the controller, that means the RSpec test. But I'm looking into the cucumber test, which because it is filling at the JavaScript side, and I cannot see, because it's headless, so I can see the what is going on there. So when I change back to Selenium, there is, because Selenium it has this pop-up thing, and then I need to click the confirm. But for the Portuguese thing, I don't know, there's no confirm to that means the pop-up, we don't need to click the OK in order to confirm. There's no command for that. So I was wondering, how is it supposed to be done in this form? Yeah.
Well, excuse me, in Poltergeist, I find that those confirmation dialogues, if we just ignore them, then Poltergeist has a default accept, from what I can tell.
Oh.
So it just assumes you've accepted. If you don't put a step in there to wait and click explicitly, it just by default seems to accept. Now, if you want to actually cancel rather than accept the dialogue, that'd be a problem. But Poltergeist just goes through it, and it's as if we clicked OK on the dialog box.
So as long as we are doing the accept rather than doing the cancel thing, Poltergeist is okay to proceed.
That's what I've seen. That's what I've observed. I haven't seen that in any documentation or anything, but that's what I've observed. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and okay, then I think I will just continue with the cucumber first. But yeah, and I just get to, because the last weekend I try out with another friend, and we are doing the parallel test, meaning they'll create 4 test database all together in one shot, and then the test time is going to reduce by 4 times. So I was like, wow, cool.
Really?
Yes. So
it's much faster then.
Yes, so most likely I will go together with the with my this PR. Yes, I will try to push it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, put some comments in the PR. I will. I don't fully follow. I have to look at that code that you're describing. It sounds like a fairly intricate problem there between the two ID types, or two IDs between the two objects.
Okay.
Not sure why that would work. Any theory as to why that's happening, or just you observed it and it's happening?
That means the situation, is it?
Yeah, the ID, the job seeker ID versus the user ID.
Yeah, we do the by bug and then go and extract the value out. Yeah, and we notice there's a slight difference, because what we realize is that it didn't really go and sign in the page. Yeah, that's why we're not even locking it yet. That's why we are not authorized. Keep on failing the authorization. Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll definitely put something in the PR, and I'll take a look at that.
All right.
I'd like to understand at least a little bit what's going on there.
Okay.
At first glance, it wouldn't seem to make a difference between transaction and truncate for that, but
Yeah, because truncate meaning transaction, I think it just roll back. But truncate, it will make the ID back to 0 again. So everything will start from 1 rather than continue. Because to me, transaction is more like deleting the data. So when we delete it, we'll continue with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. But if truncate, we are go back into 1, 2, and 3. The ID.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah, maybe.
That's why last time when you show me, right, there's 100 something.
Yes. And that's when we had to go to truncate, I believe, because it gave us the ability to say, reset the IDs back to 1 as the starting point. Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas transaction didn't give us that capability.
Yes, but transaction will be faster. And this one is a controller test, and we will not need truncation. Yeah, truncation is more for the JavaScript side. It will slightly slower, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, truncate is definitely required for, I would think, for the JavaScript.
Yes.
Because it runs in a separate process, and if our Rails side has a transaction, any changes within that transaction are not visible from an outside process. That's the nature of a transaction. But both the database has to be visible to both the web driver as process as well as the Rails process. So, well, we're learning. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, Tangwei. Thanks for the update. And Laura, how are things going with you?
Hey, I'm fine. Thanks. So this morning I've been working on that RSpec test, but I'm a bit confused because I went back into the pull requests to see your notes. Excuse me, and I'm only seeing one pull request there. I don't know what happened to the other ones. Like I can't find my pull request.
You can't find.
So that's my only blocker. That's otherwise that's and then I've just got the marketing meeting in probably about 20 minutes. And that's it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at that right after Scrum then?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
sure. I'd like to also just maybe go through my excuse me, my RSpec testing as well.
Okay. Yeah, great. Let's do that. For myself, so I've been working on the SHF project, working on a story over the weekend, dealing with an inline editor. And I'm at Plus. I've reviewed a lot of stories. I merged 1 or 2 this weekend, I believe, at least 1, maybe 2, and making comments on PRs. So the UI redesign is going through. I think one of the stories I merged this weekend was the agency person redesign. So I got to look through and see what other UI implementation stories are left, but we're getting there, which is all great. In terms of this meeting time, so Sam has proposed that right now he has this Martin Fowler, of course, and later on in the day or in the afternoon his time, he's got this Kent Beck Scrum. So he's proposing that we merge these 2 together, which means maybe the time for this particular Scrum moves forward, and the time for the Kent Beck Scrum moves backward, and we meet in the middle or something like that. So he's proposing that right now we move this Scrum ahead from this point, either 3 hours or 2 hours later in time. So right now it's 12:30 UTC. It's 7 o'clock my time, but 12:30 in London, right? Noon. And so we're proposing to move this forward to either 14:30, which is 2 hours from now, or 15:30, which is 3 hours from now. Okay. And I know that's difficult for you, Tongwei, given your time zone, right?
I have to sleep later.
Yeah. You're not on every day, of course. You're intermittent, but it'd be great if you could feel comfortable to join once in a while, if possible. Yeah. So would 2 hours from now, 2 hours from this earliest starting time work for you?
Yeah, 2 hours will be fine. That makes it 3:30 here. I can't do later than that.
Okay. Okay. And how about you, Tongwei?
So it's about 2 or 3 hours later.
2 hours. Yeah, we're proposing maybe 2 hours from the normal starting time.
Okay, okay, it's 9:30 from my time. It's still okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Well, tell you what, let's hold off on that, setting it up. Let's wait until tomorrow when Sam can actually join us, and see if 2 hours is good for him. I know it is, and he said 1 hour, moving ahead 1 hour is not good for him, but maybe moving ahead only 1.5 hours rather than 2 would also work for him. In which case, it'd be a little bit better for everybody. So at the very least,
But not so good for me, actually.
so moving ahead an hour and a half from the current time is not good for you?
Yes, because my working time, I'm still working.
Oh, but moving ahead 2 hours, you're out of work.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that settles it then. We'll move ahead 2 hours.
Would it be too early for you as well?
No, it's late in the morning for me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of mid-morning for me that time. I was hoping. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So you mean now we want to move forward or move back later or forward?
Move
it ahead in. Yeah, how am I going to say?
What time is it now? What time is it there now, Tongwei?
What time? Now is about 7:45. 7 p.m. 7:45.
7:45. Yeah, so it'll be 9:30 if we move it forward. Yeah.
9:30 p.m.
Yes.
But you said 9 o'clock p.m. would be too early for you, Tongwei?
9 p.m. too early for me?
Yes, because you said you'd still be at work.
Move backwards or move forwards. Move forwards means it's 9 p.m. Okay,
Yes.
9 p.m.
Can you? It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it sounded like you were moving backwards because I was saying 9 p.m. is pretty late to still be at work.
No. I was thinking like move forward is 7 minus 2 is 5 p.m. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, time zones are always the hardest part of these things. Just do it in our head.
Okay.
And also, you can't just say 1600 and say, "Oh yeah, that's 6 p.m. for me." No, it's not. It's 4 p.m. for me because I've 12. Yeah. Anyway. So let's do that. We can move ahead, move the start time later in time by 2 hours. That's okay. I'd like to check with Sam as moving it forward, start time forward by 1.5 hours is also okay with him. That's a little compromise. Give Laura a little bit more room in her afternoon as well. So let's have this scrum tomorrow at normal time, unless I confer with Sam and he agrees, and then I'll just adjust it and let everybody know.
Great, thanks, Sam.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so let's look at yours. Yeah, so let's look at your situation, Laura. So that's it for Scrum. Thanks everybody for attending. Let's see. Should I share my screen?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll be back.
That's okay.
So I have such bad sinus, and so I'm like coughing and sneezing with the change of seasons. All right, let me share my screen.
As of a half hour ago, there were 3 PRs.
Yeah, that's what I'm not understanding. What's going on?
And now I see that just like you said, it's just the one.
Yeah. Who's
closed.
merging?
Who closed it? It says that I closed this 2 hours ago. If I did, it was a mistake. I'm going to reopen it.
Yeah, because. Okay. But even if I look for my stuff, because if it had been merged in, then it should be showing.
I think it was just closed. It wasn't merged. In fact, okay. I wouldn't be able to reopen it if it was merged. I don't believe. So somehow it got closed. It says that I did it, so I'm going to own up to it. I guess I did. I don't remember doing that.
But weren't you asleep 2 hours ago?
No, I actually get up early. Maybe too early. Maybe that's the problem.
Okay.
So if you, So there's 2 pull requests now, one of which should be yours.
Okay, great. So I've just been looking at your code and very excuse me. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So I've been playing with many scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see? Or maybe I'm just going to Atom. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to learn Ruby mine.
Oh, okay.
Let me just go into Atom.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list too, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
So,
I hate to take time, 3 or 4 hours or a couple hours to
just
learn
get
another
into
editor.
it.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, you tell me if it's worth the cost once you've.
But we get it for free. It's part of our.
Oh, I know. I've got it. I downloaded it.
Okay.
But I've decided I just don't have time to fiddle with it just yet.
Okay. So I've been playing around with the second test. I've done many scenarios which I haven't saved. And so I understand what's going to happen here is that it's got to show all the fields. It's got to show all these fields. That's correct? Okay. So.
Oh, that test. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I've tested all the scenarios, but I'm still failing. I mean, I've got tests after tests after tests after tests.
Can we look at that code again? So we're trying to test all fields for company people. So if we look at the actual production code, the viewer. So we have this array, this method called company people fields. It takes a people type, and regardless, so for people type, it returns an array. And it could be different depending upon the people type. Of course, it's the same for both so far.
Okay.
So we go into that hash with the key, and it returns an array of 1, 2, 3, 5 fields, or 5 symbols actually. So that's what we're testing. And so, can we look at your test again?
Okay, so then that means that I need to change this then to. Sorry.
So the subject here is the instance of test concern company people class. So if you go back and look at the PR notes that I put in on that, I think I had something about that.
Yeah, that's what I was going into this morning, and then I couldn't find it. So you had this, yeah.
So we're trying to test the constant fields and people type is basically what we're trying to do, that we access the correct array within that hash. Yeah. And so what we can do, we can see where I put your test class is test concern company people class, and then : fields and people type. That'll return the value of that hash. That'll return that hash.
Okay.
And so what we need to do is we need to call the method that looks up via the people type argument, looks up in that hash and returns that array.
Okay. So
we need to compare the return value of the method to basically just accessing that constant directly and using the same key in referencing that constant, which is a hash. Compare that to the return value of the method. It's awkward what I'm saying, but let's go back and look at your test code again. Okay, so let's see, subject that display company people. Yeah, that's right. Is that the name of the method, display company people?
No. I was just playing around. So I think this is the method. I think this must be the method.
Company people fields. The method is company people fields, and it takes one argument.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So that's, you see, what I was doing was I was trying to look at that. I didn't go down to the next line. So that was my mistake.
And then it takes one argument, which is the people type. And what are there? Two types, right? Company all and company something or other.
There's company all. There's company all and my company all.
Okay, so this is the single argument that it takes. So if we go back to your test,
Yeah.
and
So
we
company
just
all.
call it with company all, we don't need the second argument there.
Okay.
So when we call that method with company all, it does return an array. The array it returns is
the company.
if you go, we can now access that constant directly, that hash directly via that note that I put in the PR. So if you go to the PR and
this one
so,
here.
yeah, so now we want to grab that hash. We're going to compare the return value in your test return value of the method to, yeah, you can paste that in there. Remove the brackets from the left-hand side. So what you've got here is you're pulling that constant now, and it's a hash. It's got two arrays, and you need to enter the correct key in that hash to get to the array that you want. And the key that you enter into that hash is the same as the argument to company people fields. That's just the hash key we're using. Okay. So fields and people type, and then so at the end of that you do square brackets. And within there, you put the argument to the method, company all, that string.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So I don't need this let company contact here.
You don't.
Okay.
You shouldn't have and you don't want a gap or a space between fields and people type and the company all on line 21. Yeah. And of course, company all is a string.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to quote that.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So you see what we're doing here, right? We're just calling, yeah. So let's try to run that. Lots of red on there, huh?
Yeah. It's been fun and
trial and error.
Yeah, but it's been good learning for me. So
yeah,
I understand what it has to do.
Okay, so what's going on here? To match array, let's see. Expected collection contained? No, actual contain. Expected collection. Just gonna do. Did we get that? Can we go back and look at that code again?
Yeah. Let me just check that I haven't made any mistakes. Anyway.
Is there a way you can split the screen so we can see the spec as well as the viewer itself? And
yeah.
Or maybe split at the bottom. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Fields and people type as guest concern. Yeah, that's all good. Fields and people type. People type to symbol. Company all is correct. Tell you what, let's see. After line 19, just put a debug statement in the spec there. Let's stop and interrogate what's going on there.
Over here.
Well, just after line 19, between line 19 and 20, just put a debug or bybug or whatever it is.
Is it by? I'm sure it's bybug. By.
I think most people do bybug. B-Y-E?
E.
Yep. Let's give that let's stop and see what's going on with that. Okay, so let's just look at the test concern company people : fields in people type. Let's see what that gives us. If you just cut or paste that, yeah, you can use that, right? Just paste that. Just paste that. No, just paste that there, and then hit return, and let's see what it gives us. No. I meant this test concern company people class :
Let's grab it. This one.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, we'll get to the whole thing. Okay, let's take out the bracketed argument. Let's just see what the whole thing returns.
Remove that whole piece there.
Yep, move that in. Let's see that. Okay, so my company all. Okay. My company all. Yeah. Okay. So I see the problem. So in our method, if we go back and look at the actual method, the viewer method, we are on the right-hand side. No, on the right-hand side. So
yep.
it's taken the string, the key. I was calling it the key, but it's actually converting that string to a symbol. So we need to do that. Okay. Yeah. So it's not just taking the string, but it converts it to a symbol. If you go back to your debugger session, that's why it's good to see in debugger. So if you see the second one there, which says we're looking for the company all fields, right?
Yeah.
But you see it's a string, but it's got a colon in front of it, which means it's now a symbol. It was a string, but it's a symbol. It looks like a weird symbol because it's colon and then quotes with something in the middle, but it's a symbol. And so what we need to do is do what the method is doing, which is in the argument, company all. So if you hit up arrow twice and then arrow over once and then .to_sim. So we're going to convert that string into a symbol, which is what the method's doing. Now if you hit return, see, now we get what we want. So you saw the method was taking that string and converting it to a symbol. If you see line 23 on the right-hand side, that was the thing we were missing.
Okay.
I don't know why it needs a symbol. It could have just done string for the keys, but anyway, that's what it was doing, so we'll do that.
So I know Hound is going to complain. How would I get this onto the next line? Would I return it there and put it in like that?
I wouldn't do that. I would just say after .to match array. So match array is a method, so it'll look for something, an argument. So hit carriage return there. Yeah, I'd do it there. Oh, you want a company all .to_sim, right? So that string you want to convert to a symbol. Exactly, to_sim.
Now Hound will still complain. Are we going to still ignore that?
Actually, Hound is set to complain at I think column 90 and above, or above at column 91 and above. It used to be 80.
Okay.
But I reset it, so I think we'll be okay here.
Okay.
Let's give that a shot.
Let's remove Hookup.
Excuse me.
Is it not doing anything now?
Yeah, is it test running?
No, it stopped. It's like frozen. It won't type. Let me just type clear. Okay, so let me just quickly start my terminal again.
Does it do that sometimes?
It's the first time it's actually done that.
Oh. Wrong number of arguments.
Did I say?
21, okay. What's the editor show us?
See, it's not picking up is it picking up that to match array? Oh, it is. Company to match array. See, it's not picking up this part.
Okay, it is complete. It isn't following to look for the argument. I thought Ruby would.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I think you have to put that whole ugly thing in there. Yeah, let Hound complain. I don't know of a way to break up that long argument.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So if you can also do that test for this second string, my company all or whatever it was, then you should be good to go.
Okay. Perfect.
Is there any other test that we're just trying to do those two tests, right? For those
Yeah, I
three
think
tests.
so. Yeah. So this returns all fields for my company all, okay?
Is that what it was? Yeah, my company all right.
So can I keep this the same, this description?
I would say for my company people, just so it doesn't read the same as the one above it.
Okay.
And of course, the argument to that has to now be my company. Yeah.
Yay.
Green.
All
Well, that's
three. Fantastic.
That's great.
Thanks, Patrick.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, great. So you're looking good.
Yeah, cool. I'll push it up now and then let Hound complain and you can merge it in.
Unless you know of a way to shorten that.
But didn't seem to like it, so
What you could do is you could set a variable,
for this.
exactly. Well, the whole thing, including the... No, just for that. That would work too. Yeah,
Just for this.
Yeah, that would shorten it. Set it at the top of that.
Mm.
And then, yeah, that would...
So at the top here, huh?
No, I meant more... You could do it in a let statement.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect.
And that would read a little bit easier and let Hound be happy.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Cool.
There.
All right, great.
Thank you so much.
You're gonna call it variable?
No. I just made a note for myself.
I know. I was gonna say that's a little generic there, Laura. A little. Variable 1, variable 2, variable 3. Yeah.
No, got it?
No, I know. You have much better coding style than that. Just kidding.
Cool. Well, it's good to be coding again. So getting back into
Yeah, it's good. It's the only way you learn this stuff. Theory is one thing, but you got to bang your head against the brick wall once in a while.
Oh, too many times, but it's all good.
And we all have flat foreheads right now, but it's a good process. Okay.
Thanks, Patrick. Have
All
a good
right.
afternoon or morning or day or whatever.
I don't know what the hell time it is anymore after that discussion.
No.
All right, we'll talk tomorrow then.
Ciao.
Bye now.
Bye, Tongwei.
Bye, Tongwei.